Hello, welcome to my channel, 100 Days of Kajo. This is a channel where we try things for 100 days to ensure that we are actually doing the things we want to achieve in life. And I believe 100 days is more than enough time to try something out, decide whether I like it or not, and incorporate it into my life. If you haven't been keeping up, this current series right now is the 100 Days of Pilates. I have been doing Pilates for about, oh my goodness, 4 weeks now. You'll see when I make the title how many days it's been. And this video specifically is my workout plan of what I do on the days I do Pilates, what I don't do, the things I do on the days I don't go to my Pilates class. In my last video, I talked about how I only go to Pilates about once a week, and now this video, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth about that. This is an overview of my workout plan. So Pilates, I'll try to do once a week. With weightlifting about once or twice a week. Cardio and running once or twice a week. Walking at will. Stretching daily in the morning and night. And rest days will be at least 3 times a week. So let's get right into it. First, Pilates. As I'd mentioned in other videos, and if you hadn't really been watching, but I'll repeat myself, I decided to do Pilates once a week because it just made sense for my lifestyle, for my work schedule, and it made more sense that most people probably wouldn't be able to do Pilates every 3 days, 3 times a week, 3 to 5 times a week, which is what's advised by instructors. So I thought once a week was reasonable financially and just overall on your schedule. And I have been going on Wednesdays or Fridays, and then the studio that I go to, they are also open on Saturdays, I believe. I don't think Sundays, but definitely Saturdays. And I'd go either super early in the morning or not super late, but their latest time, just to mirror like a traditional work schedule of a 9 to 5. Currently, I only work 2 days out of the week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, because I'm also a graduate student and studying for my CPA license. And even though I have more time throughout the day, I'm trying to make sure that I'm picking times where it would be right before work. So actually for the past couple weeks, I've been going to the 6:30 a.m. class, and the time I get back and I shower, it's almost 8 or 9, and I have the ability to work from home as well. So it could be different for you guys. So I'm able to do that, get ready for work, and then I typically just study, or like maybe I just lounge around in the home, but I wanted to make sure I get into the habit of going at a time where I'd have to be back and ready for work, right? And when the weather starts getting colder, I will start going in the evening. It's still pretty warm. I think today is 74 degrees. So I like to go in the morning or middle of the day. But when the weather gets colder, I'd go in the evening after work, so after 5 p.m. and see how that works and how that affects, I don't want to say affects my night, but I know how some people don't like working out right after work because then they feel like their evening is shorter and they're super busy. So we're just gonna play around and see how that goes. The second one is weightlifting. Now, I said I would be weightlifting about once or twice a week. Right now, I'm not weightlifting at all. The weather's super, super warm outside. I've been focusing more so on cardio and runs and walks. But like I'd mentioned before, as the weather gets a little colder, I'll be going to my gym and weightlifting there. I sometimes weightlift here at home in the morning if I have the energy to do so, but I love nature. And I'm like, you know what? I have the rest of the 100 days to weightlift more. But my weightlifting would focus more on full body weightlifting, especially since I'd be doing it maybe once or twice a week. Now, if you're someone that wants to break it up into body parts, you could have a lower body, which would be the core and legs, and then upper body, which would also be core, or it could be like chest, back, and arms. You can break it up like that if you decide to weightlift twice a week. And when the weather does get colder, I'll probably try to do that depending on what my Pilates class is focusing on. Also, listen to your body. If I'm super sore in my upper body, then I'm not going to do full body or upper body. I'm going to focus on lower body. And you just got to find what fits you best and what your personal goals are. But what I had just mentioned now are examples of what you could do. Just to reiterate, you could do once a week full body weightlifting or twice a week full body weightlifting. You could do you can divide it up as legs one day, upper bottom. You can do lower body versus upper body and then divide it like that, or it's really, really up to you because you don't have to do 2 days of weightlifting. You could do 1. But I'll let you guys know what that looks like for me. It'll probably change week by week because I like to listen to my body, but that's what I'll be juggling between. The third one, which is my favorite, which is so crazy to say, is cardio and running. A little thing about myself, I wasn't always a huge fan of running and cardio because when you start running, it's not fun. Your legs hurt, your feet hurt, your chest is burning. You're like, who enjoys this? But you have to stay consistent, and then it becomes super enjoyable because your body's used to it. You're building your endurance, you're increasing your heart health. And that's super important. The way I got into cardio and actually really enjoyed it was that I would go on walks first, right? So I started, let's say March, March of this year. I'd go on walks randomly throughout the day. If I needed a quick break, I'd go on a walk. Even if I wanted to scroll on my phone, go on a walk. Like, why not? Why just lay down when you could just also enjoy the weather? And then when you're out there, you're like, you know what? Let me put this down. You take in your surroundings, and then you put in the effort to find parks and whatever. Cool. Walking. And then when I was trying to work out, I would do half walk, half run. I say run very loosely. It was like a baby jog. And that's my running. So I'd have my watch, and it would buzz every time a minute passed. So I'd be walking for a minute, right? Either very slowly or briskly. And then when it buzzes, then the next minute, I'm going to do a jog or run or however you want to do it. And I've stuck to that. And I did it for maybe 30 minutes. Sometimes I felt so good, I would be doing it for 45 minutes to an hour. And other times where, something might have taken me an hour to do, it took me 30 minutes to do the whole thing. And other times I catch myself running for a full 5-10 minutes. And I'm just like, this is amazing. I'm having a runner's high. I could go on forever. And I'm like, oh, well, never mind. So you can try to incorporate cardio in that way. As I mentioned earlier in this video, that since the weather is still relatively really good, that most of my non-Pilates days where I am working out, I would be focusing on cardio just to take it in before the snow hits, before the rain hits. And it's like, I don't want to say unsafe, but I personally don't like running in the cold. And when I start going to the gym, I would probably have, in conjunction with the weightlifting, I'd weightlift first, then I'd run afterwards. That way, I think if you do it that way, I could be wrong, do not quote me, I'm not an expert, but I think if you do cardio after weightlifting, it helps you lose weight quicker, or that's what it's for. Well, not only, but that's typically what it helps with. But then if you do cardio first and then weightlifting, then it builds endurance. We'll see. I think I might start with a baby walk in the beginning to warm my body, weightlift, and then run afterwards. And not as long as I do now, which is where like I could go for, I'm faster now. You know, it used to take me maybe 45 an hour to get around this one loop. I don't remember how many miles it is, but now it takes me about 35 minutes to 40 minutes to go around. So I keep getting faster. So my running times, or the amount of, my running times get shorter, which is a good thing. But then it makes me want to just walk around and just enjoy the surroundings more. But I'm getting off topic. But incorporating cardio and weightlifting together, because one isn't greater than the other. Weightlifting helps you keep the muscle that you have. It helps tone. And obviously when you tone your muscles, how can I explain? So when, let's say you have fat, let's say this is a pound of fat, right? Like this, whatever. When you tone it, you don't necessarily lose it, right? It just becomes condensed. So sometimes that's why people feel like, oh, I'm gaining weight, but I look like I'm losing it. It's like, yeah, because 5 pounds of muscle is a lot leaner than 5 pounds of fat. And my goal isn't necessarily to lose weight. It's more so to tone and to feel strong, to feel more control of my body. But I do know that this possibly losing weight or even gaining weight, because like I said, when you weightlift, you build muscle. So I could potentially be gaining weight as well. I just lost my train of thought. But whatever I was trying to say, I'm trying to tone, and adding cardio and weightlifting is the way to go. So sorry if I don't know, word vomited. But yeah. Right, so I had mentioned this many times. I love going on walks. If you're someone that doesn't really like to run, someone that doesn't really like to weightlift, go on walks. It's good for your mental health. It's good for your physical health. Honestly, I feel like it may be good for your spiritual health as well. But walking is a great source. It's a great exercise to do, especially if you do Pilates once a week. It keeps your body moving. You're able to, I want to say like you'll walk faster because of Pilates, but I would assume so, right? You want to make sure your body's like moving consistently. So then when you come back, that once a week Pilates class that you have, you're not losing all that you've gained. You're still being consistent. And there was this quote that I heard. It's either a quote that I heard or my friend told me about the quote that she heard. Whatever. But persistence isn't doing something every single day. Persistence is doing something for a long period of time, right? So if you find yourself like, okay, I can't do the daily stretches, which we'll talk about in a second, every single morning and night, right? But you're like, I can do it every Sunday. Doing it every Sunday for 10 years is better than trying to only doing it every day for only a month and then burning yourself out. Persistence is not how much you can do as quickly as possible, right? It's how long you can do it for. So as long as you're persistent in it, you will prevail. And walking is a great exercise, especially if your knees or your joints are, I don't want to say sensitive to pain, but like more prone to injury, or your whatever the medical condition or medical issue could be. Walking is always safe. It's always fun. You can go with friends. You can go by yourself. You can listen to an audiobook. You can listen to music. It is an amazing workout. And I love walking, especially when it's warm outside. So I'm a little sad when it gets cold, but that's what the treadmill's for, or the elliptical, or whatever. So if you don't want to do anything else outside of walking or outside of your Pilates class, just do walking. And you can walk literally every day. You might not even need a rest day if you're just walking. Now, if you're walking, I don't know, 3-4 hours a day, that might be excessive depending on your health, but even just 30 minutes, even just a lap around your block is better than nothing, right? If you don't want to do anything else that I have in this video, outside of your Pilates course or class, walk. It's great. Stretching. So before I even started this journey, the 100 days of Pilates journey, I was trying to incorporate stretching morning and night because I was like, I don't want to age myself. And I feel that like I can't even do like a standing back bend anymore. And I used to do that all the time. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not even that old. And 30 itself, I'm not 30. 30 isn't even old, right? But it's inevitable that I'm going to get there. And if I'm already hurting and I can't do it now, like imagine later, it's only going to get worse. So that was really what sparked it in me. So I've been trying to do stretches morning and night, and I have been doing it pretty successfully. The days where I'm like super busy, I like, try to do like mini ones, but doing this will make sure that you're not stiff, and that way you are able to reap the full benefits of when you do go to your once a week, or how many times you want to go. It's really up to you, but minimum once a week Pilates class. And you'll feel stronger, you'll feel better, you'll feel safer, because now your body's like gaining that flexibility even on your off days. And the ways that you can incorporate it is like, okay, as soon as you get up, let's say you like to scroll on your phone, okay? Scroll, do what you do. But as soon as you get off, before you get off your bed, before you go brush your teeth, like just stretch. Even if you put your arms up and like go like this, or you do lunges, right? Even just like a small stretch is better than nothing. And then sometimes you'll do the small stretch and you're like, yeah, you know what? Might as well do them all. So you're bending over and you're on the ground and you're touching your toes and you're doing all these stretches because you're like, oh, well, since I'm already here and doing it, right? You do that. Let's say it's nighttime. You're super tired and you just want to lay in bed. You don't want to lay on this floor and touch your toes. You just want to go to sleep. Okay, lay in your bed. There are bed stretches. You can go like, I don't know the names of this, with your arm. I don't know what this is called, but you can do that. You can touch your toes, but you're sitting and you try to touch your toes on your bed. You can stretch on your bed right before you go to sleep. And it's super easy to incorporate it in, because if we can spend, let's say 30 minutes doom scrolling on our phone in the morning, we can spend even a second stretching. and it will help you in the long run. Even whether you do Pilates or not, whether you regularly stretch, not moving your body ages you more than anything else. And people are more concerned about wrinkles. It's inevitable, right? But don't you want your body to be strong? I feel like a strong, mobile, flexible body is far more important than, I don't know, wrinkle-free, supple skin. I mean, you have both, but I think stretching is far more important than what we pour ourselves into with anti-aging creams and X, Y, and Z. And I'm not saying, oh, you're a bad person if you do it. No, do it. But also stretch. What's the point if you can't move your body? You know? So that's my hot take on stretching and aging. So last but not least, and I'm going to make a whole nother video on this day specifically, are rest days. You want to make sure that you are resting. Now, when you looked at my overall, you saw that I said I'd do something once or twice a week. And like I said that for multiple things, you're thinking, whoa, when are your rest days? I mentioned earlier, when I do the possibly twice a week weightlifting, possibly twice a week cardio, they would be on the same days. I would stack them together. I wouldn't overdo it and be like, oh, I'm in the gym for 3 hours now. No. My lazy days, I'm like, you know what? I can do 15 minutes of weightlifting and 15 minutes of cardio. If I'm feeling so lazy, something is better than nothing, right? But on your rest days, I said I would have a minimum of 3 rest days. So I plan to work out, typically, this can always change, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right? I would have Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday off. That's technically 4 rest days. But I know that sometimes the weather's nice. Sometimes my family wants to do something. Sometimes I'm going out with friends and we work out. Maybe I just have so much energy and I don't know what to do with it. You know what? Today, I'm going to go on a run. Even though it's my rest day, I just feel this energy. I feel strong. I feel healthy. I want to go on a run. I'm going to work out. XYZ. Okay, fine. That's fine. I'm giving myself that grace. But I want to make sure that I have 3 days minimum that I'm resting. Rest and inevitably recovery is one of the most important things about working out. If you're not resting, your body cannot rebuild itself. Your body will be too fatigued to give its all when you do work out. Please rest. Your muscles need it. The same way you need to sleep. If you don't sleep, you can't focus in class. You won't be able to comprehend what you're reading as good. You can't solve problems. You need your mind to rest. Your body exactly the same. Your body is strong and you can put it through a lot of things, but it must rest. So give it a full rest day. And I feel like I want to save what I want to say for the other video, but I will say make sure on your rest days isn't just you not, I don't want to say not doing anything, but that you're stretching. Please stretch on your rest days. That's really good. A massage gun. That's an amazing thing to have, to even use right after a workout or on your rest days. You could drink tea or read a book. And I encourage you to do this any and all days, really. Incorporate rest every day, but your rest day should be even more intentional and for a longer period versus my workout days where after I work out, I might use my massage gun, which I would always use on a rest day, but perhaps for a short amount of time, and I'd focus it on areas of my body that really need it because, you know, I have other things to do. We all have lives. We can't just 100% surrender to resting. I'd love to do that, but we can't. And the days that I do rest, it's like, okay, maybe I'll dedicate 30 minutes to my massage gun versus a measly 10 because I have the time to do it. And you can do it around the same times where you would normally work out. So if you work out at 6 p.m. on your rest day, 6 p.m., focus on the massage gun, get a cup of tea, read a book, I don't know, talk to yourself in the mirror and give yourself positive affirmations. Don't let your rest days only be about your body. Yes. Don't let your rest days only be about your physical body, right? You want to make sure that your rest days are also feeding you up here, encouraging you, saying, hey, you're doing great. And because if you're not right up here, you'll never be right here. You'll never truly be happy with any result that you have. So use your rest days as truly sitting down with yourself and just relaxing and reaffirming that you're doing great and that, I don't know, you're just doing great. That's all I'm trying to say. As a reminder of my overall workout, Pilates will be once a week, weightlifting and cardio will be once or twice a week, and they will typically be stacked up on each other on the same days. or one day weightlifting, one day cardio. Walking will be at will. That changes due to weather, personally for me. Stretching daily, morning and night, super important. And rest days, a minimum at least 3 times a week. All right, thank you for tuning in this week. If you haven't already, you can watch the other videos that I have for this journey. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you guys can incorporate this into your life. All right, bye. I love you.